From Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing 136 pounds, Carol Sommers. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing 135 pounds, Jill Fontaine. From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 138 pounds, Joyce Grable. From Dallas, Texas, weighing 155 pounds, Wendy Richter. Referee, Eddie Smith, Lee Warren. Get the hell out of here.
Mickey Joe says they're worse than Bulldog Bob Brown. Joyce Grable and Wendy Richter, who claim to be the ladies' tag team rulers, decide who's going to start. It's Joyce Grable beginning against Carol Sommers. Grable and Sommers circle. Grable with a wrist lock on Carol Sommers. Down goes Sommers. Nice move by Carol Sommers into a hammerlock on Joyce Grable. Well, there's no doubt which team this crowd is cheering for. They are standing in roaring approval for Jill Fontaine and Carol Sommers. They'd love to see them knock off the blonde duo, the Blonde Bombers, of Joyce Grable and Wendy Richter. That's a good name for them, the Blonde Bombers, believe me. They are a fantastic combination. What was Wendy mad at you about? What'd you do, insult her?
No, I didn't say a word. It was one of the fans said something to her, and she tried to get me to get on her side, and I didn't know what it was all about. Boy, I'll take Bulldog Brown. I'll take Brown. I'll take Kaniski. I'll take Brew. Anyway, these girls are tough.
Poor Mickey's had a rough day already.
And Ox Baker, don't forget Ox Baker. I like to throw him in, too.
Wendy Richter might throw him right out. Grable with a smash to the back of Carol Sommers. Another forearm smash, drops Sommers. Tag made to Wendy Richter. Grable hangs on to Sommers for Wendy. Richter twists the arm of Carol Sommers, spins it around again. And with a flip, puts Carol Sommers down on the mat. Leg drop into the arm of Carol Sommers by Wendy Richter. And Richter is just non-stop. She's like a tornado gone berserk. I can't believe the energy that girl has. Grable punishing the arm of Sommers from outside the ring. Richter, of course, last weekend on Wrestling at the Chase, went to a stalemate with Jill Fontaine, each girl coming up with a fall before time expired. Carol Sommers countering. Richter misses the tag with Joyce Grable. Richter gets to the ropes. Sommers releases the arm lock. Richter taking her time coming away from those ropes, and now Joyce Grable calls Wendy Richter over for a conference. Richter into hammerlock on Sommers. Flying mare by Sommers. And there's an arm lock again by Sommers on Wendy Richter. Forearm smash. Drops Sommers. Oh, she's got a mean streak. A mean streak like Nature Boy Ric Flair will certainly have when he steps into the ring with Dusty Rhodes. Ric Flair, one of the most spectacular young wrestlers to step into the business in many a year. A man who brings to mind people like Buddy Rogers and Gorgeous George. A man who says he is the best. But there's one problem. Dusty Rhodes has the gold belt. And that means that Dusty Rhodes, until somebody can prove differently, is the best, because Dusty Rhodes is the world champion. And Ric Flair is going to have to prove it to Rhodes inside that squared circle, the best of three falls. Rhodes, who's been riding the high wave ever since he took the crown from Harley Race in Atlanta on June 21st. Rhodes defending that title against worthy contenders everywhere. Constantly in demand for interviews, for appearances. Sommers trying to mount the ropes before she could get up on the ropes. Grable pulled her down from those ropes and pulls back with a chin lock on Sommers. But at least Sommers managed to avoid being hurled into that corner. As we were saying, the demands on the ropes. Look out, there goes Wendy Richter flying into the ring. Richter was up on the ropes. She wanted to yell advice to Joyce Grable. Fontaine started jiggling those ropes, and Richter fell right over the top and into the ring. As we were saying, the question about Rhodes, you have to wonder right now, will his attention be diverted with all of the demands on his time, all the travel, all the people wanting to interview him? Will that take something away from his preparation for the match with Flair? He cannot afford to let that happen, because Ric Flair, don't forget, held Harley race to a spectacular 1-hour draw just last April here. He had raced in a lot of trouble. Everybody agrees that this man, Nature Boy Ric Flair, has what it takes to become the world heavyweight champion. Sommers hung upside down in the corner by Grable and Richter.
5 minutes of elapsed, 15 minutes left.
Sommers still hung upside down in that corner, and Wendy Richter stomping on the stomach. There's Grable reaching inside to strangle Carol Sommers. Richter and Grable, as rough and as mean as Von Raschke and Dick Murdoch will probably be against Kerry Von Erich and Dick the Bruiser. Raschke and Murdoch couldn't be any rougher, any meaner, I don't think, than Richter and Grable. An elbow smash by Wendy Richter. Sommers shaken by Richter. Sommers throws a punch to the stomach. Another punch to the stomach of Wendy Richter. Richter dragging the face of Sommers along that hard taped rope. Fontaine whipped to the ropes. Fontaine leapfrogs over the top. Flying cross body block by Jill Fontaine. Grable throws Fontaine off, although Richter is there to help break it up if necessary. Fontaine twisting the arm of Grable. A forearm to the back puts Grable down to one knee. Here comes Richter again. I think she's taking lessons from Dick Murdoch on how to be nasty. She's breaking every rule in the book and then some.
And holding a running conversation with it.
Oh, he's something else. Tag made to the explosive Wendy Richter by Joyce Grable. Richter bounces Fontaine off the ropes. Fontaine leapfrogs over the top again. Oh no, Richter retreating. She knew what might be coming there, that flying cross body block. Instead it's a monkey flip. Drop kick right to the chest, levels Wendy Richter. Richter whipped to the ropes. Oh, Richter stopped herself and misses with a kick. Thrown to land at the head of Jill Fontaine. Fontaine lifts Richter for a body slam. Fontaine hits the ropes. Giant splash misses. As Richter will. Here comes Grable. Grable hitting the ropes. And she misses with a giant splash on Fontaine. Sommers trying a giant splash at Grable and she misses.
Yeah, but Halfstead better put water in this ring. I'll tell you, they're really diving around.
Yeah, but Richter didn't miss. She nailed Sommers right in the small of the back with that diving splash. Sommers is hurt from that collision with Wendy Richter, and all four girls are battered right now. Sommers grabs the arm of Wendy Richter. Fontaine has the arm of Grable, and Grable and Richter are... Oh, they caught arms. Come on, but drop kicks and miss. They missed the drop kicks after avoiding being rammed together. Lee Warren has to look at which two girls belong inside the ring. Eddie Smith trying to explain who belongs in there. Richter's outside the ring on one side, and Joyce Grable's out on the other. Richter's flat on her belly down the concrete floor, and she has a count of 20 to get back in that ring. Wendy Richter very upset with one of the fans as she begins to get back in there. She's taking full advantage of that count to try and regain her breath. Wendy Richter back up on the apron. Well, everything went wrong for Richter and Grable right there. Fontaine and Sommers making their presence known now. Fontaine hooks the arms of Richter and catapults her clear across the ring. Fontaine again going for that double leg catapult. Into the air goes Richter. Her ribs must be disintegrated. Oh, the giant splash comes right down across the knees of Wendy Richter. For all her wildness, she uses her head. She got those knees up and caught Jill Fontaine right in the stomach. Fontaine hurled to the ropes and dropped by Wendy Richter with a forearm smash. Another smash drops Jill Fontaine. That Richter is so big and tough she can take the punishment. She still comes back. It's like she hasn't taken a lump at all.
10 minutes have passed, 10 minutes left.
And I got to tell you something about Wendy Richter. She's got some bruises on her thighs. I can see a welt on her ribs. She's taken some beating in this match, but she's still able to come back, storm back. She just won't quit. Grable puts Fontaine down after gouging the eyes. Fontaine drops Most of the blows actually by Grable and Richter are forearm smashes that makes them legal punches. Grable right on top of Sommers. Flying, oh, look at Sommers, stop that. Catapult catching herself a cartwheel and a drop kick, a second drop kick. Puts Joyce Grable down. A third drop kick misses. Oh, Grable suckered her in. She lured her in, and Sommers tried that drop kick, and it missed because Grable stepped back. Grable, using her head, got out of the way. Richter. A backflip. They catch Sommers in the air. Oh, and Sommers throwing down heavily on her neck and shoulders. Richter then catches Fontaine, a forearm smash, knocking her off the apron. I guess you would call that a reverse body slam by Joyce Grable as she literally dropped Carol Sommers right on her head.